Alright, so here's some Porsches. Not all my Porsches, not even close. There's a whole bunch of cases of Porsches up there. Some of the best stuff is up there, actually. But this is just what happens to be here on my shelf normally. So, doing some cleaning. I keep a very, very small, tiny percentage of my collection displayed here at the apartment. A much larger percentage, but still not even close to half of it is in my parents' house. Or possibly almost half of it, maybe. As far as the open stuff, almost half of it. But anyway, so I've got this thing, and while I was doing the cleaning, I got on crazy OCD kick. I decided to open this up, but also sort of showcase it here amongst its sisters and cousins, I suppose. One way to put it. Alright, so there you go. That's Boulevard number 103. Everybody's going crazy for the Civic in this set. Civic is impossible to find. I have the earlier 90s EK hatch version of that Spoon Civic, so I like that one better anyway. I'm not losing sleep over it. But there you go, there's the latest and the greatest. Well, not really. That thing's old now, but there you go. Again, this is just some of my favorites. Certainly not even close to all of them. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna pause this video and I'm gonna get down at least the stuff from the cases up there. Why don't we show it all in one quick video. Alright, so I don't know why I'm making more projects for myself, like I don't have enough stuff to do. Need to catch up on sleep. But anyway, also as always, if you leave me a direct comment asking about a specific car, I will do a video on it. You know, when I see those comments, I do try to go out of my way to showcase something if you can't find good quality pictures of it, or you're contemplating an eBay purchase but you want to see what level of quality a certain car is built to, or whatever it is. As you notice, there's only one 928 here. It's one of my favorite Porsche castings of all time, but I'm not really that big of a 928 guy. I liked them as a kid. My dad loved them. My dad used to point it out and say it was one of his favorite cars. He loved the 928. I think it's a really awesome car, but the fact that they tried to replace the 911 with the 928 and it was meant to be the death bell for the 911 makes me almost resentful of that car's existence. I don't hate it, but I'm not really a super fan. I think it's a cool V8. It was a nice car for the American market, but it was the Porsche made for Americans who don't like Porsches. I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense to me, but anyway. It's not a car that was necessary. And it certainly was not an appropriate replacement for the 911, in my opinion. I'm just realizing that I already have one of those Boulevard cars open. This is what happens sometimes. I could have sworn that I only got one. Apparently I have two. That's totally okay. I do love the casting. I'll bring the other one to my parents' house. Pop that up on the, put that up on the, and then the cabinet. The display cases out there. I'm going to flip these over for you guys. 3 people who are going to watch this YouTube video. Or at least get this far. Here's the other side. As you can tell, I do heavily favor 911s and other air-cooled Porsches versus newer stuff. I don't so much care for a lot of the modern Porsches. I love the styling of the Taycan. I think it's really awesome, but not so much the electricity, plug-in electric car nonsense. Some of these are customs. I've shown this one before. This is a sloppy mess, but I love it. I spent a lot of time making this. It was supposed to be a rat rod, junkyard, pieced together sort of thing. You could say this, along with a bunch of other stuff, was inspired by crawling through junkyards over the years. There's also a famous photo online that I absolutely love of a Plymouth Superbird that has a different body panel on every single corner of the car. But anyway, so you get some stuff here that's fairly rare, and then some things, that's a wheel swap. So if that looks like it's familiar, but you're wondering what are those wheels all about, that's the case with a lot of these. That's a custom as well. That's a wheel swap. Stole those wheels off a Lamborghini that I bought just for that reason back before I did the eBay wheels thing. Yeah, and then we got, oh yeah, I already showcased this. I gotta flip this over. So there you go. I do like flat noses. 934s, 934.5s, 935s. They're not my favorite type of Porsche. It's a couple of months after I was born. 935 won the 24-hour Le Mans. That whole Whittington brother story that's on WinVicky. And that's a cool story and all, but 911 Turbo, just a regular, straight legal 911 Turbo, is probably my favorite Porsche of all time. Actually, I guess money being no object, I would say a Singer 964, one of the early ones. Basically, this would be the ultimate Porsche. If I could snap my fingers and magically have a Porsche show up in my driveway, that would be the one. I'd get this Singer, possibly in yellow though. Anyway, yeah, so we've got the GT3 RSs here. Some other odds and ends. 991s, 997s. Some recent finds. So, another wheel swap. Not trying to brag or anything, but I do like to point out that way before anybody else did it, I painted these wheels gold. I did that immediately when I got this car. And then of course later on they did put gold wheels on it, but I was all in on that right away. I dropped one of the mini GT boxes over here. So we got that. We got, sorry, I got distracted because one of the cars was rolling off the table. Yeah, so there you go. That's a good chunk of the Porsches. Not all of them. And actually, you know, all right, hold on. Since I'm trying to do sort of a comprehensive thing here and show all of the Porsches, I did almost forget about a couple. So bear with me for a second. Honestly, I think it's worth showing these two. They're actually pretty cool. I got this at Phil's store, the Diecast Cartel in Hudson, New Hampshire, which is an awesome place. I highly recommend it. Absolutely beautiful piece. Got it for a great deal. I don't know what I paid exactly, but it was definitely just a fraction of what it would have cost me on eBay after shipping and handling. I didn't look it up, but I mean, you get a feel for this stuff after a while. You kind of know what things go for. This is a beautiful piece. It was clearly intended for dealers to have these, you know, for the 70th anniversary. So, I mean, Porsche dates back to way longer than that, but as a brand, as a sports car brand, 1948 is considered the genesis of the brand, even though, you know, the original Beetle, not to mention, you know, Porsche Senior was making electric all-wheel drive road trains to carry artillery and you know, help the war effort in World War I. That's how far it dates back. But yeah, this is the other one. I just realized I didn't show you guys this. It's going for big money now. My box is a little worn. I don't really care. If the value of this drops down to $5 a month from now, I'll still love it. And if it goes up even higher, I'll almost definitely keep it because I like it. It's supposed to be in Key to Nikai, of course. I do like to poke fun at RWB, but I also kind of like them. Robert and I have this conversation all the time. You know, like it's absurd. It's awesome, but it's absurd. And the guy's just hacking up cars, and millionaires are paying for it. It is what it is. To each their own. But I do like some of them, and I think it's kind of a cool piece of Porsche history. I wanted this particular one, so I overpaid a little bit at the time, but I'm very happy that I got it when I did, because it's worth at least double what I paid now. So probably more. Anyway, I think that's it. That's like most of it. I mean, this Porsche is all over the place. There's more stuff here. There's 1/43 scale stuff. There's the one I dyed recently. So pull back over, there you go. There's that one. There's the one I dyed with actual fabric dye, right? Synthetic fabric dye. Painted the interior, painted the seats white. Yeah, that one I actually boiled. I disassembled the whole thing and I brought it to a near boil. You're not supposed to boil it, but a near boil. And dyed it on the stove. This is a work in progress that I've been working on for a while. I'm started doing a distressed, beat up thing. I'm going to try to pull off that sort of speed lines in the vein of a graphic novel situation that you see. It's been all the rage recently. And so some of this sort of imperfections here it'll highlight that. I think it'll, I don't know. We'll see how it works out. Whatever. But I did some weathering and some chipping away of the paint before I painted it, obviously. I did have this sort of idea going into it. And the idea with this is that those yellow Porsches are going for all kinds of money. Everybody's going bananas over them, and just want to make a beat up, inexpensive version I made with a $1 mainline, because I think that's funny. Probably put gold wheels on it. But some PopRace stuff. Most of this stuff's empty. There's another car in it, but it's just some generic thing. It's not the car you see. That one's actually over here, Notting Hill. But anyway, yeah, there you go. That's it. That's my Porsche video. Thanks again for watching.